Hello, everybody out in YouTube land. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I'm sure that you have heard about the UN troops in the U.S. I'm sure you heard about Trump calling in the Marines. So let's try and put two and two together. I'm going to switch screens and see if I can find something else. Okay, now you know that California banned the ham radio. Okay, I'm not going to play this. Now, he's reported, a Plain Truth for you, reported that PG&E is going to shut off all power to 600,000 Californians. It's now up to 800,000 Californians because they're saying 9-mile-an-hour winds could spark another paradise fire. Okay, let that sink in. California is going to be in the dark for what, 5 to 7 days. UN troops have just been called in. If that's true, I haven't seen a video that proves it, but let's just assume for a moment it's true. And there's 1 million UN troops there. And ham radios have been shut off. So California is going to be purposely put in the dark for 5 to 7 days while UN troops are there. Okay, so if we add 2 and 2, we see that California is going to be handed over to the UN by the traitors, like the governor and etc., and all dissidents, people who support the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. They're going to be in prison. And you heard about Obama signing this ridiculous thing, the Kilegi principles. Well, Congress and the Senate didn't ratify that. A president just can't sign something and it's okay. It has to be ratified by Congress and Senate. And it wasn't. But then again, you know, the Democrats are pretty lawless, and so are the Republicans. Now, a lot of people are thinking that Trump called up the Marines to save the people. Now, if you look at the orders, it's specifically to save the elected or selected treasonous officials. And the reason why they want to call it a civil war, people, the truthers out there at least should understand this and stop using the term civil war. The reason why they want to do a civil war, both sides, Democrats and Republicans, is because that is the only legal way they can change the U.S. Constitution. It's the only legal way they can take it away. Now, if Trump really was on everybody's side, the people's side, U.S. Constitution, yada, 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 he would have done away with all of Obama's executive orders that took control of all food and transportation and says they can take your property. And if you're not aware of them, you need to look them up. Being arrested without being told why. And see, the Republicans just let him get away with these executive orders. They never challenged it. They didn't take it up to the Supreme Court like they should have. And executive orders, yes, the president can write them, but they have to be in line with the Constitution. The Constitution is very clear. Any laws that don't agree with the Constitution are automatically null and void. But obviously, the people in Congress and the Senate have sold out to Israel big time, and that's why Trump's there, to hand the country over to Israel. So anyways, if you put two and two together, this is all a big play to call it a civil war, and even if they do it in one state, it'll be called a civil war, and then they'll just go ahead and change the U.S. Constitution. You know, I really hope I'm wrong about Trump. I do, but I don't think so, because he could have done away with all those executive orders and this agreement Obama signed with the UN that they could come in upon request of a governor and take over the state. But if you remember, Hillary promised California to the Chinese under eminent domain to pay them back. And now all of a sudden, when all this is going on, PG&E is going to, and that's